Pauly Shore.
You guys are going, yeah, right now people are going, oh no. Some people driving like, oh, he's still around, Jesus. Oh no. He's like gum on the bottom of the shoe. He can't go anywhere. No. What's up, you guys?
I was watching a lot of your stuff in preparation for having you come in today, and it's funny because no one bashes Pauly Shore better than Pauly Shore.
Right, yeah.
You are merciless on yourself.
But the thing is, I don't know what it is. I get a kick off of I giggle off of making fun of myself.
Yeah, and I think it's a case of you having to prove yourself. Do you still have to prove yourself at this point? I mean, because obviously your parents owned, your mom ran the comedy store.
I don't think so. I think that
people finally let it go.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think so. And I think for me, I stopped thinking about me having to prove myself.
Right.
You know what I mean, I'm kind of over it. So I'm too old for that. I'm 43 now. So I'm
is
like,
that wild?
You know what I mean? I can't do it anymore. I can't fight it anymore. So.
I have to ask you what you were bringing up before about being 17 and touring with Kinnison, who was that had to be an experience like no other because he's legendary. Out of control guy. What was that like? I mean, and why did he pick you?
I don't know. It was one of those things. I think it's that old kind of Michael Jordan commercial where there was the kid, that kind of looked up to him, and there was the Coca-Cola thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I grew up at the Comedy Store, and I saw so many different comedians that were there. And at the time, there was Paul Rodriguez and Andrew Dice Clay and Roseanne and all these different people that were coming up. But Sam, to me, had this huge heart, and he just had this kind of like homelessness thing about him. I felt like just kind of taking him in and taking care of him. I mean, I was a short order cook at the Comedy Store in Westwood when I was 14 years old because I wanted to save up for a saltwater fish tank. My mom would give me a saltwater fish tank because I knew if I had a saltwater fish tank, I could get girls.
Dude, I always wanted a saltwater fish tank, but I was too lazy.
But who else?
Yeah, sharks.
Who else had saltwater fish tanks? James Bond.
Yeah,
and who got all the girls?
And
James
all the
Bond
villains.
did.
All the villains had them too.
Yeah, so and it worked. I got a lot of chicks. I used to go to this this place down on Beverly and I think Crescent Heights. It's called Aquarium Stock Company, and they had all the saltwater fish. I get like a tiger fish and lionfish, and you'd feed them goldfish, and I just created this kind of this like Hawaii in my room, you know what I mean?
That's
and it was
pretty smooth.
Cool. Yeah, so I saved up for a saltwater fish tank. So I used to feed Sam, hamburgers and stuff like that because he'd always come on at the end of the night in the Westwood Comedy Store. And I kind of left the door open for him, and he'd sleep on the stage. So I kind of took care of him. So when he made it, he took care of me.
For your money and for all that you've seen, and with that having that exposure the way you did, which is probably on a par. No one else can lay claim to seeing that and all that happening. Who was the best on stage in a comedy club?
Yeah, it was Richard Pryor. For sure. I mean, Richard Pryor. It's like in the comedy world, saying the word Richard Pryor is almost like in the the Catholic world saying Jesus. You know what I mean? I mean, Richard Pryor would he would come on stage like. People wouldn't believe it, you know what I mean? Like, because in the original room at the Comedy Store, it was only like about 100-seater. He would practice like all the concerts that you guys have seen live on the Sunset Strip.
Amazing.
Everyone that you guys saw, he practiced it and developed it at the Comedy Store. So he would. So someone would be on stage and be like, "Ladies and gentlemen, blah blah blah." Richard Pryor would be like, "Oh my God, no way!" Oh, they'd like literally stand up. I mean, I haven't seen that. Even to this day, I mean, even Chris Rock, people aren't going to stand up for him. You know what I mean?
What you would see from the practice point to the huge venue point, did it change a lot, or was he that good?
He was terrible. I mean, I remember watching him, and his wife Jennifer would be in the back and kind of taking notes and stuff. And his first 5 minutes were pretty terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't imagine Richard Pryor ever being terrible.
He didn't know. He had to develop it. But he would come in every night, and literally within 2-3 months, he would have an hour or 45 minutes.
Wow.
And he was ready to do it, and that's how he developed it.
I'm glad you came by, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Good times.
Awesome
thank you, guys. See you guys later. Bye.
Excellent. Pauly Shore, gang. Tonight, don't miss them. Of course, we love the Trocadero. All right, we're going to take a break.